gentlemen, we're not supposed to be here.
This is a closed course.
Okay, episode 32 here, close course.
Yeah.
Just got done with a little golf.
Special edition.
Special edition. Hanyak's back.
Hanyak's back.
Hanyak's back. John just had a baby, and we're down in Arizona for the waste management.
Yep. We got a lot to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about.
Got to talk
It's
about
crazy.
Dustin's fight, PGA show.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, dude. What happened today? The guy behind the camera almost died.
Oh, yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah, we'll tell that story. He literally almost died, but let's take it back to the fight, DJ. Congrats on the win.
Thank you, big man.
big
I
win.
appreciate it. That was about 7-8 weeks ago now. UFC Tampa. It was a great night. It was a very enduring camp. I went through a little bit of adversity, but we pulled through, made it to fight night, got the big win, and was able to move on.
Yeah, that was sick. I'm sure people saw this, but we were out there for the fight. It was pretty exciting. But obviously, when you got to the knockout, that place went nuts. But we got a lot to talk about.
What did you guys think? Your first UFC event ever, right? You guys had never been to a live UFC event.
It was.
Well, let me take it back a step.
Oh God.
Because first off, DJ's like, hey man, I got 4 tickets for you. And it was great. DJ got us the friends and family tickets. He comped them. He put us in the friends and family section. We've never been. Have you been to a UFC fight? I had never been. So we'd never been. So Liam's like, hey, I'm going to invite my friend Rory. And I was like, all right, I'll bring a buddy and someone who probably knows DJ. So I asked Rob, and I forget I asked Daniel. I'm like, well, it's okay. One of them's going to say no. Like, I can't go. They're both like, oh, hell yeah. What?
All right, so Dustin had his mic upside down, but we fixed it. We're back.
We're back, baby.
So we're talking about
Rory coming, then you brought a friend.
Rory. Oh, so he was just pausing it for a second.
Yeah, we're good.
So we're good.
Back. Keep telling.
So I brought a friend, and they both said they could go. So now we have 5, and we get to Tampa, and I'm like, well, we'll figure it out. We book an Airbnb. It's in the shithole ghetto.
Yeah.
Next to a homeless bridge, like a homeless encampment. And so we're like, this is kind of sketch.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
So we go. But anyways, we go. We're hanging out with DJ and his crew at the pool.
Fight day.
All fight day.
Which
we're
is
at
cool.
the pool. There's a guy there, Charlie, great guy, and he was buying drinks for everybody like the whole time. Daniel had like 15 mojitos. And so then we're like, shit, we probably need to get a ticket because we have 4 guys.
We had 5 guys.
5 guys, 4 tickets. And I'm like, they won't be bad. It was like $450 day of for a ticket like in our area. So we're like, all right, we'll buy the ticket. And then it ultimately didn't even matter. You could have got a nosebleed because when like the fighters lose in our section, their whole family like bounces.
Yeah, they left.
They like left. So their seats starting to open up.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
usually how it goes.
at least where I was.
Like the first like 2 fights, we were like waving at Rory. He was 2 rows, like 2 sections over.
Yeah.
And then people around us, family started losing or whatever, their fighters. So they left. Rory sat next to us. So that was good.
That was good. But it was just great. Like, we'd never been to a fight. That's how it was. Like, there's brawls. Guys are drinking. They think I should be fighting, and so they fight the guy in the stands, and it's just.
Oh yeah.
One of the
It was
coolest
crazy.
things that got me was you guys did that cool video, recorded the whole day, the whole experience, and then you're like, man, I can't believe this guy that we've been hanging out with all day
Yeah.
is making this walk into the octagon. It gives me chills thinking about it because in what I do, man, you have to be able to turn it on. There's a moment in time where I'm hanging out and it's cool. It makes me it helps me relax and take my mind away from what's going to happen that night. But then when I'm going out there, man, you turn it on and it's a whole different person. That's when the Hanyak comes out.
No kidding. Because we're at the pool and I'm like kind of shaking. You know when you get cold because you're like nervous? Before I had some drinks, I'm like, I'm kind of nervous. He's just sitting here having a good time, laughing. Everything's fine.
That one really got
I'm
me.
like,
that was cool.
You're going to go in. I was nervous for you. And then Charlie's drinks took the edge off.
Yeah, the drinks took the edge off, but I was like, if I was DJ, I'd either be sitting in my room or I'd be hammered right now. I can't believe you were just at the pool hanging out.
I was chilling, man, taking my mind away. I knew, and again, I've been at this a long time, 15 years professionally, over 50 pro fights. Another walk in the park, another day in the office, as you guys would say. It's a little bit different. It's a little tougher way.
Just a little bit.
A little bit
to
different.
make an easy living, but man, it's a great life, and I appreciate all the support from these guys, my family, my friends, everybody that makes the walk. It's cool.
And it's cool because there's a lot of people who, either knew you and now they know Pins, or they know Pins and now they're big supporters of you.
For sure.
It was
yeah,
crazy the
both
amount
ways,
of
man.
DMs and stuff we got that were like, hey, saw DJ won tonight. That's sick. Tell him congrats, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
so.
there was so much of that. And we were telling DJ, a little bit of like the story of, we made that video and we were filming, we're there. Hopefully DJ's gonna get a knockout or a win. We were all supporting him from day one.
Oh, fuck. We'll get to that.
But so then we already told DJ this story, but it was hilarious because round 1, DJ clearly won. Round 2, it was close, but maybe they give it to Veter. And then round 3, kind of going back and forth. DJ's got a shot in. The other guy's got a shot in.
Vitor had a couple big moments.
He had a couple big moments. And then right before you ultimately knocked him out, he had a good, knee, I think, to your chin, maybe.
He did, yeah.
I mean, that was, in there, and people were like, oh.
Oh, fuck.
And in the crowd, remember they're booing?
Yeah,
they're like, this is a terrible fight. Screw this. They're slow. And then, and then right before this, 20 seconds before, there's like a minute left in the fight, right? Like a minute and a half in the third round.
Yeah.
90 seconds, minute and a half. Liam's puts his phone down and he's like, it's over, man. They're gonna screw him. He's gonna lose. It's done. We're done. I just wasted all this time filming. We came down here. He's gonna lose. It's gonna be a buzzkill. And then boom, you knock him out and it goes crazy.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's jumping on each other. People knew that we were supporting you, and they're like, everyone's high-fiving and being like, bro, congrats, your boy won.
Yeah. No, it was sick.
It was complete pandemonium.
I was partly joking about.
Well, I know, but it wasn't like it was DJ's fault. Because he kind of had a decision fight, and he kind of got screwed.
Yeah, in my head, I was like, damn, it's going to be kind of like a...
The judges, you never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
And you could, we talked about this last night. You can feel the crowd, and, judges kind of get swayed by the crowd a little bit. And I was
100%.
like, this goes to decision. He's going to lose. Going to be anticlimactical to the video. Feel bad for DJ. It's just kind of, not the coolest way to end.
And then
bang!
How quick the tides can turn.
Yeah.
And that's the UFC, man. That's what I do.
You got fight of the night. So that was a great fight. And then everyone the whole night was like, it's like the bandwagon fan. They're like, bro, that was a great fight, great knockout, best fight of the night. I'm
The
like,
same people
20
that are
seconds ago
probably
you were booing.
Yeah,
You were
man.
like, this is a shitty fight.
Oh.
But you and Veter have a lot of respect for Vitor, whatever.
Vitor, yeah.
Vitor, respect for each other because you guys before every start of the round, you high five it. Hey, you guys are both in there trying to kill each other.
That kid's gonna be good.
You gotta
I told
respect
him
it.
after the fight, I said, dude, keep swinging, keep going, keep improving, keep up with the grind. You're gonna be there, But right now it's my time. I didn't necessarily tell him that, but in my mind, it's my time. It's just not your time, man. And he was a heavy favorite. He was 10 years younger than me, big, powerful. He's got a lot going for him. So if I were to tell Vitor if I had anything to say to him, I'd say, man, keep at it, keep improving, keep swinging.
When I saw him, when I look in the mirror without a shirt on, that's kind of what I see.
Yeah.
We had a very similar build.
240 muscle.
240 muscle, 6'4".
Just a rock.
This is very similar,
Just an
so I could
absolute
see
rock.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why when I came in the house, I saw DJ here yesterday. He got scared. He saw me. He's like, oh.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw him jump. But it was funny, talking about the bandwagons. I won't name names, but afterwards, after you won, we went to the casino, and you had a bunch of friends and family. And it was funny because people were trying to, creep into the area, and I'm sure you're used to that,
Yeah.
which, I mean, it's no big deal. You're a
Cody
nice
Brundage
guy.
was hilarious, bro. He was just ripping
He's
on
funny.
people.
We gotta get Cody on the
Yeah,
podcast.
no,
That guy's
Cody was
quick-witted.
awesome. He
But
was
we had that
hilarious.
moment where everyone, we had 30 shots lined up. It was all your friends and family. You had so
Literally.
many people there, a lot of people, and maybe you talked or somebody did, and someone was like, cheers to the Hanyak. And as we were cheersing, there's 2 guys who snuck in, grabbed a shot. They didn't know what your nickname, I don't know if I told you this, they didn't know what your nickname was. So as everyone was saying, Hanyak, they were like, the Heimlich.
Yeah, they said the Heimlich. That's right.
And that's when Cody.
behind.
Yeah. And Cody saw it and he was like, motherfuckers. He was kind of pissed. And then they came over to Cody and they're like, hey man, I'd love to buy you a beer. And he's like, free country.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to turn down a beer.
Yeah, he's a funny ass guy.
He was awesome.
He fights March 1st coming up.
Yeah, that's
he
gonna be
does.
exciting.
So-
We should maybe have him on, maybe right after.
We should.
Or right before. Yeah, you
maybe
guys
right
totally should.
before.
I like Cody. He's a
Yeah,
nice
he
guy.
was hilarious, giving Rory shit as well.
So, and then we were saying everyone's supportive. So we also told DJ that I took a place to wager on the opponent.
This is tough. This is a tough pill to swallow, but I guess I get the logic behind it.
I don't understand
We
it.
gonna see.
Luckily, Jake Stiano, who we were playing with, who is a gambling fiend, you can Google him and understand why. He was like, bro, I totally support that. Like, that's the move.
What do
That's
you
what you
say?
gotta do. for your
Hemorrhaging what?
Emotional hedge.
Emotional hedge. And then I told him that I was down big and I did not want to continue to ride a losing streak. And if I put money on you, my losing streak is going to continue. And if you see, I put money on Vitor and my losing streak continued. And I didn't buck it on that fight. I bucked it a couple weeks later when I got back into betting football. But when you're down in the dumps, it's not the time to bet on your boy and suck him down there with you. It's just not the time to do that. It's just not. So I lost money, but I was happy because DJ won.
himself.
I was really happy, and it was like, look, I win, bet $100, I win it, and DJ loses. But if he wins, who cares? I contributed $100 to his victory because if I bet on him, he's coming down with me, and it's a total loss. But Daniel. He was all in. He put 500 on DJ.
My man,
and then he
Dan,
had
shout
another
out
parlay.
to you, buddy.
Yeah.
Remember, he won like 1,500 on that, and then he had another parlay with that hit, and he won like another 2,000.
Yeah.
The
So
guy
he was,
just
like, all
knows what's
in.
good.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
So
It was
he was all about it.
It was wild.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something else about the betting. Fuck, what was it about the betting? I can't believe that you did that. First of all,
I told you.
I don't
I gave you
understand.
my reasoning, and it makes perfect sense.
Oh, okay. So Nick was trying to take credit for the win with his betting.
Yes.
Which doesn't make sense. And I think one of my favorite stories from that weekend. So we did a power hour, I think, on the Wednesday before we came out there, and we called you afterwards.
Yeah.
And we were talking to you. I think your whole camp was there, maybe listening. We didn't know that. And then Nick's like, "Hey, DJ, not sure if you know about this, man, but you should try the calf kicks this week.
Oh,
This weekend, you should try the calf kicks."
Remember
He
the
did.
calf
He
kick?
did.
Talking about it
DJ's like the nicest guy ever. He's like, "Yeah, man, no, that's definitely part of the plan. Like, appreciate you. Like, I'll definitely do some calf kicks." And then we show up in Tampa. We walk out to the pool to meet all the guys, and they're like, "It's the calf kick guy.
Yeah,
it's the calf kick guy." Pointing at Nick, they're like, "That's the guy who invented the calf kick." And then Mark, your coach, was like, "Nick, where were you 10 weeks ago, man?" He's like,
could have used it 10
He's
years
like, "We
ago.
could have used the calf
Before
kick
camp
knowledge
started.
10 weeks ago." He's like, "You're
You know-
telling me 2 days before the fight?"
He's like a blister. He shows up when the work's done. That's what
Yeah,
I learned
exactly.
today
That's
on
true.
the golf course.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I felt like I was in the octagon today at the golf course, which we'll talk about.
You can relate,
I got
right?
beat up. DJ played great. I was just best fighter, UFC fighter, best golfer in the UFC, right?
Yeah. there you
Hands
go.
down.
I'm not like Liam loves UFC, and I met DJ because Liam liked UFC and DJ heard of the brand, and we got connected through Robert, right? And so
Yeah.
became friends. But I don't really know much about the UFC, or I didn't. Now I do more because of DJ. But I still don't know much. So I'm watching this like TikTok, and this guy's talking about like, hey, calf kicks are a new thing in the UFC, and this guy does this, and it slows them down, and it hurts their mobility. So then I just told DJ as a friend, I'm like, hey, man,
Dead ass.
you know, here it is.
Dead
you know,
ass, yeah.
It's like a guy, like, I don't know, like a golf analogy. It would be telling like a scratch golfer, like, hey, man, on like a 3-foot putt up the hill with no break. It would be just like something totally obvious, like, hey, man, you don't want to put this outside the hole or it's not going to go in.
Yeah.
It'd be something so stupid like that.
Right,
And these guys
right.
are all giving me shit the whole time at the pool, like, oh, it's the calf kick guy. But it was funny. I don't know much about UFC, so it's whatever.
Nah, that was a great time.
And they did come into play, those calf kicks
They
during the
did,
fight, man. I
yeah.
tell you what, he might still be limping. Vitor, I did connect on a few calf kicks. I know you felt it. It's like when you hit a good golf shot. Guys that played
Yeah,
baseball in the
you know,
past, and
flush.
you just know, and it's gone. I hit a couple on him, so.
So when you know that, if you kick a guy like in the left calf, you're like, God, I squared him there. I'm going to try and get him so he's on his left foot or left leg, so he's going to be
Well, I
sore
think
or kick it again.
I think of it more as a fight meter. You know when you play a video game and you're boxing each other and you get hit and your meter goes down, you get hit and your meter goes down, you get hit even more.
Yeah,
That's how I think of it. Like each time those add up, and I know he's going to move slower on that leg. He's not going to be as quick.
They were showing when I watched the whole fight again, like as a TV or
Yeah.
whatever, how you can watch it again. The whole fight, his like leg was bruising. Like you could see the
Yeah.
bruising coming in the third round.
It was all calculated, man. Some people call it a lucky punch. I mean, I was in there for the 15 minutes of, 13 and a half, whatever it was, and it was all calculated, and it was all playing up to that moment.
Yeah, and you told us beforehand, you were like, hey, first round, gonna
He
really
called this. He called
he
it.
was
I
like
told you
first
guys.
two
That's
and a
another
half
thing. We're
rounds.
talking poolside on
I'm gonna
Friday.
Night before.
Literally day of as well. He's like, I'm gonna feel him out. I'm gonna calculate some stuff, and then I'm gonna try to get a big home
Take
run
him into,
punch
you
towards
take him
the
into
end.
deep waters,
Yeah,
man.
towards
If
the
you can
end.
watch any interview I did, I said, I think I can suffer longer than these guys.
Yeah.
I've been through it. I've been in the game so
Yeah.
long. I've been drugged through the mud. I know what it takes for a guy that's down on his last
Yeah.
breath to get up and win a fight.
Yeah.
And that's essentially exactly what I did and how the fight played out.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it was.
You did call that shit.
So then we get, done with the fight. Everyone's on cloud nine. Everyone's like, God, I'm tired. Robert and I had a flight at like 7 in the morning. It's now midnight by the time, 1 in the morning by the time
So
we
you
left.
guys are probably 1:30 a.m.
yeah.
1:30, we left the arena. Then there's an after party that DJ's having at the casino. So we go to the casino. And now at this point, it's like 3:30, like 4 in the morning. I'm like, I gotta get home. I have to leave for the airport in 2 hours. And so I'm like, I'm gonna try and get some sleep. Robert continues to stay out, but then he comes in. And we, sleep on an hour of sleep and then
Yeah.
fly home. And then you didn't even sleep and you go play golf the next day because you're a big golfer. Some people haven't seen the other episode and maybe seen you in some of our stuff, but you love to golf. So right the next day after your fight, you stayed up and then you went to the golf course.
I left the casino about 7:30 a.m. I got to the hotel about 8 a.m. I had a 12:55 tea time. I had to pack all my bags up. I packed them up and I was like, all right, I got to get an hour or two of sleep. And I went to lay down and I set my phone on the charger. I'm like, do not look at your phone because this is still fresh to me. I was off my phone. I was hanging with all you guys,
Yeah.
seeing all my family
Yeah,
and
yeah,
friends,
yeah.
enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
Just everybody's so excited. Everyone wants a piece of you. They
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
talk. And I love that too. Set my phone down. I'm like, do not look at your phone. I looked at my phone. The next 2 hours went by like 5 minutes. And then I was like, dude, I have to get some sleep. I slept for probably 15, 20 minutes. Had a 12:55 tea time. I go out to the course. That day, all my buddies wanted to bet. I'm like, dude, I'll buy drinks all day long. There's no way I'm beating you in golf. I had a broken right foot. I didn't know it at the time, but my right foot was broken. I don't even know how I got it into the shoe. If I would have had some Hey Dudes, it would have been a lot easier.
Exactly.
And we'll get to that. I'm not even kidding. Big surprise on those. Pleasantly surprised. Ended up playing golf and ended up beating 7 of the 8, or 6 of the 8 guys, me being one of them. And yeah, it was a good day, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's awesome. And now, we're down here for the waste management. It always kind of feels like the waste management is the kickoff to golf season.
Yeah.
It's like
really
it's
does.
cold. October's kind of done. You get done really with the the British Open. It's kind of like, all right, golf's over.
Yeah.
October, and it's like, hey, it's not back until February. Now it's like, hey, spring is near. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, yeah.
And this week always kind of kicks off golf season, and you get back, and it's mid-February. Even in Colorado, it was 70 last week. The snow's melting, courses are open. You'll start to get playing more. So we're down here at the Waste Management with a big collab with Hey Dude tomorrow. We just launched it kind of officially today, Wednesday. But tomorrow at the Waste Management, they've got a big booth at the Bird's Nest. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so tomorrow is the start of the tournament, obviously. The aliens come Friday, though, right?
Friday, Saturday.
So Friday, this podcast will probably come out on Friday. So if you guys are watching the stream of Waste Management, look for the aliens. So the big activation we're doing with Hey Dude down here, we have 20 aliens dressed up, full green suits. They got the polos on, the shoes, the hats. They're going to be running around Waste Management, causing some chaos. So that's kind of our activation down here. We also have a booth at Bird's Nest, so that's where we're going to head after this. Jelly Roll's performing tonight. I think he's going to be wearing the shoes. I hope he does. That's going to be pretty sweet. But yeah, it's Hey Dude's first ever golf shoe.
Yeah.
I'm sure most of you guys have seen it by now, or at least sneak peeks, some teases. Right here, I got these are just the normal ones. Nick's got the golf shoes on, but yeah, it's been crazy. It's been awesome to work with them. Their first ever entrance into golf has been super cool. Yeah, I'm excited, but I don't even know really how this came about. Like, talk about that. DJ was asking me.
This was actually cool.
And I didn't even really know. I was like, well, I think Nick just threw my name around. And kind of happened that.
Oh, they have Liam?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Leo.
We have Sydney, you have Liam. Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's go. So it's kind of a funny story because I was looking through. We did a collab post today on Instagram, and Hey Dude invited us
Oh,
as
yeah.
a collaborator, and it came into my messages, and I opened it up and I looked at it, and in December of 2023, so 2 years ago, I sent a message to Hey Dude and was like, "Let's collab."
Hey, dude.
Yeah, hey dude, let's collab. No response. They probably get so many messages. They have
God.
millions of followers. So I was like, okay. And we always do a lot of collabs. As you know, we do a lot of collaborations. They're fun to do. And so what actually happened was we've worked with Margaritaville, and we did a collab with Margaritaville. And the guy there, Scott Coble, amazing guy, super nice, always willing to help us out. We're like the little guy for some of the stuff Margaritaville does. And he was like, hey, you guys are in Colorado. Crocs acquired Hey Dude. They're in Colorado. You guys should link up and just see if there's something there. Well, we hit it off with Greg, the product guy, and the collab team, and we're just like, hey, let's do something. They wanted to come out with the golf shoe, and we started working on this in what, May or June of last year.
That's about right.
Of 2024.
Yeah.
So we start mocking some stuff up, seeing what the collab would look like. So on the Pins and Aces side, we are doing 2 polos, a men's and a women's, 2 men's polos, 1 women's polo, a towel, a beer sleeve, some head covers, ball markers, hats. Right? I think that's on our side. And then Hey Dude is launching 2 shoes. They're Wally, which is their most popular traditional Hey Dude that you see that Liam has on. And then the golf shoe that I have on, it's like the Wally, but it's got a leather frame around the shoe, so it's, waterproof up until that point. Mesh top, and then obviously, some soft spikeless spikes on the bottom. And so we just ran with it, and they're launching this week at the Waste Management. We had a great opportunity to play with them all today. We played in the shoes. I was pleasantly surprised. I'd never tried them before you. I've never played a full round of golf in them.
DJ was worried too.
I was so worried. I think we all were a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we're big swingers. We're young guys, strong guys. We want to get after the drive. I tell you what, man, I was pleasantly surprised.
And this is the golf shoe, so we'll maybe zoom in. It's a little dirty because I played with it today, but it's a great shoe. It's not as it's not as unstructured as the regular casual shoe, right? There's a little bit more support to it.
Yeah,
I feel like you're not really sliding around. I was surprised.
You're not sliding
Very
around
good
at
grip.
all.
I didn't slip once in these shoes.
I'm being honest with you, that I'd give it a great review on that.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll play with them today and we'll see. But if I was playing in a tournament, I would play in a tournament in these.
Yeah, no,
they were fine.
I was pleasantly surprised.
I was.
Mine were 2 sizes too big, but other than that, they felt great.
Yeah, you were wearing what, a women's 8?
Yeah, it was a woman's.
And it was a little
8.
too big.
Yeah, it was too big. Yeah, exactly. No, but yeah, they're super sick.
Great tournament. Had a great time at the tournament today.
Yeah, it was a good
about
time.
The tournament a little
I
bit.
got to talk about the tournament. So PGA Memes, they do a bunch of tournaments all over the place. They did one here at Waste Management. So we sponsored it with Hey Dude. Super cool. We had a party last night. That was a good time as well.
Great time.
Hanging out in the range, hitting balls, seeing a bunch of people. Today was the tournament, 4-man scramble. We actually did pretty well.
What did we shoot?
Yeah, what did we shoot?
We were what? 11, then we went birdie,
I thought we were 14.
birdie, 14 under.
14,
yeah, we had
13?
11, and we went 14 under through 18.
That's pretty good.
What was more important to me was the guys we were playing against.
exactly.
We had a side game.
Yeah, those guys. And, scrambles, the one thing I hate about, I hate scrambles in general. I just loathe them. I never get into a rhythm. I was playing terrible, so it was tough to get.
Now, if he played good, he'd love scrambles.
Yeah, I just never played well in scrambles. I like my
changes.
own ball. But anyways, we're playing with. There's 2 groups for the Pins and Aces Hey Dude squad. So it was myself, Liam, DJ, and Skylar. And then on the other group, we had Jake Stiano, AJ Ott, Dylan Stewart, and my dad. All those 3 guys.
Tell the people who they are.
Yeah, they're all Division I golfers. Jake and AJ played at CSU, a top 10 program. Dylan played at ASU, or Oklahoma State, OSU. So he played at Oklahoma State. He lives in Victor Hovland's house right now.
And these guys
He's
are
good
ballers.
friends. They're ballers.
And AJ.
And they're all good. Jake was on the Corn Ferry Tour. The other 2 guys just graduated. They're trying to make it on the tour. Dylan's what, like 5'6", 5'7"?
Dude,
5'8"?
He's like
He's
like
small.
5'6".
He's
piss missiles.
He's a little guy, and he's carrying it 350. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
It
ripping
is
it.
insane.
And did you see how accurate those guys were?
Oh,
I mean,
I
with
know.
the drive, I mean,
The
it was
short
never
game?
offline.
Well,
And then their short game was crazy.
They were cutting the corner on a par 5, and Jake was like talking to Dylan. He's like, "You see that dead tree?" He's like, "It's about a foot right of that, a little bit of a draw." And I was just sitting there like, there's no point of talking because you're not going to do it. And he hits it 350 on that
Right?
exact fucking line.
Yeah.
They're speaking their language, man. They don't even hesitate, and then they do it. You can just tell there's levels to anything in life.
God.
There
Levels
wasn't-
to the golf game. Those guys are high level.
There wasn't one bad like driver, like, oh, that guy sprayed it.
They
Like,
didn't-
it was off by
Ridiculous.
5 yards if they hit a bad one.
Weren't
Even on 18,
Oh, yeah.
Dylan's like, yeah, a little toey, went 360.
Weren't even remotely close to losing a ball.
That brings me to the time Kevin Kisner was talking to his caddy. He's like, "Hey, what is it? 124, 125?" The caddy's like, "I don't know," and he's like. Or the caddy said, was it 124, 125? Kisner asked what it was.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. He's like, well, what is it?
Yeah.
Like that yard
matters.
matters to them. That 1 yard matters to those guys.
And it was
that's
crazy. That group was about, I don't know, maybe 40 yards out on that one hole, and we were all watching them hit their chips. They were 40 yards out. Those 3 guys did not hit it outside of 4 feet,
No.
I'd call it 2 foot.
2 feet maybe.
It was crazy.
And they were hitting like little zippers, backspin. It was insane.
I think there was one putt. DJ hit a close one on a par 3. We were all putting for birdie, so we shot 14 under. I think they shot 19 under.
Yeah.
There was one hole of all 18 holes where we were inside them on a
Yeah.
birdie putt.
It was nuts.
One hole. It was that par 3. Every
Yeah.
other time they're inside it. They're hitting it to 2 feet.
Yeah, it's definitely levels. It's crazy. Really, really crazy.
It was
Great day,
nuts.
great experience.
Yeah, but it was fun. But we mentioned how Evan almost died.
Yeah, Evan, cross that leg. Your
Ooh.
built what you had a good picture. I was gonna post a picture. No. Put so I can see your elbow. Put that leg over that leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
There we go.
I'm
So
gonna post this. We'll put it up on the camera
they
so you
had
can
those
see it.
like
Ooh,
motorcycle
got in
things
a
where you
fight with a motorcycle
Yeah.
today.
You know, it's like where you're humping your bag. The bag's between
the
your
bags in
legs.
front, 2 wheels, like
What
a
are they called?
motorcycle. I
It's
don't
like
know.
golf bike or something.
Death traps, Evan says. Yeah, so like I hopped on one. We were taking some pictures of a new bag coming out. Stay tuned for that. So I was riding it around. Nick rode it around. A little sketchy, but it was fun. Sky did it. Then Evan jumps on.
Everything's fine. We're on the tee box.
Chill.
Evan's just like, okay, Evan's the last guy. He's gonna go for a little spin.
He goes behind the tent, and I was talking to one of the guys. I see him out of my left eye, and I see him get onto the cart path, and the thing just slips out underneath him, and he just falls like hard sideways on it and like skids into the grass. And then it like made a pretty big noise, but people didn't really react. And I was like, Nick, Evan just ate shit.
And
A
I
lot of
look
people
over,
look,
and Evan's
though.
just on the ground.
He's laying
dead.
down like this.
I'm like,
I'm
he's
telling you, I
he's
think
concussed.
everyone looked, but they were in silence. They were like,
Yeah, everyone was like,
is this guy
"Oh,
dead?"
Fuck. I thought he was like fucked up.
I thought he like was concussed or got knocked out because he wasn't moving.
he
No.
was
And I looked around. I was like, I better go talk to him. And I come back around the tent, like you said, and he's still laying there. And I was like, oh, Evan, are you
Oh,
okay?
no.
We're going to the
And he gets up,
hospital.
and he's worried about the mirror. He's like, I broke the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you
almost
gotta,
broke
like,
your head.
You almost broke your head. You're alive. Those guys don't care. They don't want to get sued.
That was
You know?
insane.
Didn't sign a waiver or anything. So
Yeah.
those
Can't
guys were
believe
super
they were
chill
letting
about
guys
it.
rip around on the course on those.
Bro, they shouldn't. I mean, it's
No.
like
And we saw them pretty early.
liability.
We saw them pretty early
You're-
on. Think about
exactly.
how hammered people were towards the
dude.
end.
Yeah.
If we would have saw them at
Oh
17,
God, I would
would've
have
hopped on
I
for
would have
sure.
died.
Not that I mean, I wanted to hop on anyway, but it wasn't a
Yeah.
big deal. At 17, I'm hopping on.
Oh yeah.
I'm probably jumping a tee box.
Oh,
or
100%.
trying to.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun. Those things are sick, but dangerous. Definitely dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Real quick, what is your guys' take on those? Do you like them in a sense? Like when I play golf, I kind of like to ride with a partner
Yeah.
and communicate and, have, just throughout the day.
I don't know. I feel like I always wanted one of those really badly, but I think, yeah,
If you go out
I
and you're
think
by
kind of
yourself,
riding with someone, you kind of want to talk to them. You want to have the speaker going.
you do.
And it's kind of nice to like just sit in the cart. You're not gonna fucking crash and almost kill yourself, especially when you're drinking. I mean, there's definitely a time and place for them. It's a good time. I
Well-
think if it's like a course, hey, you know you're gonna ride
What is the
it.
purpose of the thing? Faster golf?
I don't know.
I think it's just fun. I think if
It
like
is fun.
you and your boys, like if you and your 3 boys were all ripping on one, that would be fun. You're riding up the fairway together, everyone's on one, fine. But if like I walk a lot, I like push cart. I like to push cart. I got a shorter course, it's tighter, you can walk. But we all walk. And if you're the one guy on the motorcycle, it's like you're
see
that
you
guy.
later. I
Yeah,
know.
it's like, okay, he's up on the motorcycle. I guess if
That's
like
what- that's
if
my
there's a
take
couple
on
of them, yeah, that's the thing. But if it's just like your boys, everyone's got one, that would be fun, or another
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
But if you're just singled out by yourself and other guys are walking, like no way.
Yeah.
You know?
And it is fun being in the cart with someone else. You're talking, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a time and place for them. Evan, I think you're permanently banned from those motorcycles.
Yeah.
For sure.
Look at it, man. Look at this.
His knee, he was literally bleeding on the course. He was bleeding
Just
on the course. Really,
An
yeah.
unfortunate event.
But just a knee scratch, just a little elbow scratch. Wasn't too bad.
Nothing he can't handle.
Yeah. No, he was good.
He's okay. At least I thought he was concussed or he like broke his neck or something. I'm like, he just ruined my trip.
He ruined my-
I didn't care about
I
him.
didn't care about Evan. I was like, oh no, the YouTube video's ruined. Oh no. But it was
Evan,
funny.
you're lying. We love you. We need you.
It was funny that later on,
Yeah.
people were like, bro, someone came up to me. I don't know who it was. They're like, bro, did you hear someone crashed a motorcycle? It was Chetty. Chetty was like, bro, did you hear someone crashed a motorcycle? And I was like, it was this guy.
You got
It was
a
our
zinner?
camera guy.
You got a zinny?
And he's like, oh,
Something
fuck.
that I just started with these, you know?
Oh, we're getting him back on it.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Getting
Chetty
back
was
on
like, did you hear that, man? And I was like,
What do
yeah,
you
it
tell
was this
Jenny?
guy.
And he's like, oh shit.
And he was like,
Show
oh
him
shit. Yeah,
battle
we're like,
camera.
look at him. And he's like, oh, all right.
Oh.
Oh,
Couldn't do it.
DJ.
You know,
Poor Groundy.
I kept swinging. I tried it.
But we got a big week. For anyone who's coming down on Friday or Saturday, we're going to be at the Waste Management Friday and Saturday. We have those free polo cards, so come find us. We'll get you a free polo. But yeah, we should also have a lot of content. Not
Yeah.
only Hey Dude, but we got our own stuff planned. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
What do you guys have
I
dropping?
agree.
Well, we have that bag coming soon. I
That's
don't know
coming in
exactly.
President's Day or,
President's
you know,
Day.
in a couple weeks. The t-shirt, the
Oh,
wasted
yeah.
tee. That's
Wasted
already
Tea
out.
is live. Yeah.
That's live. But a couple things. I'm gonna use. We talked about it. We're gonna use code ALIEN since the aliens.
Hey.
Okay. Code ALIEN is gonna get you 35% off site wide. So you wanna grab a bag. This is only gonna be good for the first 25 people.
Okay.
Okay. So a little Easter egg there. Code ALIEN. It's hidden in there. But to kind of wrap things up, quick podcast. We're obviously here in Scottsdale. We are going to be launching, I think Hey Dude drops the 19th.
Yeah, it's the plan.
Kind of TBD, but the Hey Dude shoes will be dropping on Pins and Aces, and then the remaining stock of them, I think they'll go pretty quick, will be on heydude.com.
Yep.
So check them out on Hey Dude, and then the rest of this Hey Dude collection, great polo, some of the accessories are going to be coming out then as well. So if you're interested, I'm sure people will be like, hey, when are those dropping? Because there's a lot, you'll see a lot of stuff in the next few days
Yeah.
if you're watching the Waste Management or if you're down here. But good point on finding us. You find, actually, we'll give some to DJ. If you see DJ, Liam, myself, Peter,
Yeah, pistol.
if you find one of us four, come up to us and say, hey, where's my free polo? We'll give you a free polo card.
Yeah. And I think also we got to wrap up the Waste Management winners. So we did that big giveaway as
Oh,
well.
shit. When did they come down? I
They come
forgot.
down Thursday.
Oh.
So we did that big giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
The winners got to come down to Waste Management. We did it last year. Super
And
fun
these
time.
guys, legitimate. They're from Montana. You called them.
No idea who they are.
We have no clue who they are. We've never met them in our life. They commented, and there's two of them coming down.
The cool thing, I don't even know if I told you this, but they're coming down Thursday. Our trip was like a 3-day thing. Like, hey, we'll give you a 3-day, all expenses or whatever. They're like, hey, man, we live in Bozeman. Weather sucks. We haven't golfed them forever. We're just going to stay a week. So they're staying a week.
And you call them last minute. You're
Good
like,
for
hey,
them.
flight's in 2 days.
Yeah. We're like, hey, can you guys come in 4 days? And they're like, yeah, man, or whatever it was, 5-6 days. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, like, does Thursday to Saturday work? He's like, what about Thursday to Wednesday? I was like, you do you, bro.
So you got them the flights Thursday to Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's probably cheaper, too, to
Yeah,
get them
it was
book
the
'em
same
on Thursday
price.
to Wednesday.
It was the same
Okay.
price. I was like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. I was like, if you want to stay longer, go
Yeah.
for it.
They're paying. They're getting a different place. Or they're
Yeah,
doing
so we're
something?
paying for them until Sunday, and then they're like, oh yeah, we have friends and family. We'll do our own thing, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I think we're gonna see them probably Friday, hang out with them, and Saturday. They're going to the event, but it's gonna be a good time for sure. And me and Evan are thinking about getting in line early, either Friday
Are
or
you?
Saturday.
Okay.
We're
would
debating
be,
it.
That would be good. I think you should do it.
I didn't want to do it. John, who's at home, he wanted us to do it really badly. said it's good content. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I know it's convenient. The guy who's sitting at home. I guess he has a baby, so he's not sitting at home.
Are you guys gonna give stuff out? Bring those hats?
Yeah,
or?
we'll probably give stuff out. I'm still on the fence about it, man. You got to show up there at 3:30 in the morning, and then you're drinking all day, and it's tiring. But I'm built different, so we'll see.
Yeah. You're built different.
I'm built different, so we're gonna have to see.
The sun's going down, and it gets cold in the desert when the sun goes down. I'm getting chill. You gotta be chilly, DJ.
I'm getting chilly.
Yeah, it's getting chilly.
The hot tub's
But
warming
I'm
up.
built for it.
He's built for it. The well, what we've got the rest of the night, we're going to the Jelly Roll concert. Jelly Roll, hopefully rocking Pins and Aces tonight. We'll see. But that's tonight, and then the rest of the week, if you're in the Bird's Nest or you're around, come check out the Hey Dude Pins and Aces booth down there. It's going to be a great week.
Yeah, I know Sydney Sweeney's a listener, so hopefully we see you tonight.
She is. She always
She's an
listens.
avid listener, so yeah, hopefully we see her too. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. Special edition of the podcast from down in Scottsdale. We'll get on a rhythm here every 2 weeks, but we'll see you guys next time. Appreciate it.
Yeah.